The judge has just ruled that he'll be in detention for another 30 days. Within that time period, there is the first hearing on whether to convert his 3.5-year suspended sentence into an actual jail term for him supposedly violating his parole whilst he was in Germany and before. And if the last 24 hours is any indication of what is to come, I fear that Alexei Navalny may face a jail term, and after that there is another investigation ongoing into the supposed embezzlement of funds that is RBK Anti-Corruption Foundation, which carries a possible 10-year jail term. Alexei Navalny has just issued another video statement essentially calling on people to go out onto the streets, saying don't go out there for me, go out for yourselves. This is clearly an indication of how scared President Putin is, and if people realise that it is in their control, the future of this country, that they must take to the streets, well, we'll see whether that does in fact happen. You can see and hear, presumably around me, this hardy group of Navalny supporters who have been chanting freedom, Russia will be free, Russia without Putin. I imagine that Alexei Navalny could have heard that from inside the police station in this hastily convened courtroom. There were, of course, supporters awaiting him yesterday at the airport in Moscow. But whether large numbers take to the streets is another story. The actual response across the country, and this is partly because of the lack of coverage on Kremlin-run state media, has been fairly muted. There has not been that much reaction, so it'll be interesting to see whether people do respond to what Navalny has just said and go out onto the streets and protest at what clearly is an absolute violation of his civil rights, especially when the authorities still refuse to open a criminal investigation into what exactly happened 5 months ago in Siberia.